What's going on, guys? This is Cole with Omegavision Studios, and today I've got my latest mock to show you guys. It's been over 3 weeks since I have last posted a video, and I really do apologize for that wait, guys. Not that there are too many people waiting on it right now, but I can't remember. I think I said originally on my channel that I was going to post a video once a week, and then it kind of got really hard to do that with school and everything, so I have since not posted very often, and I'm kind of going back on that. I'm going to say right now there will not be a video every week, most likely, from here out. But anyhow, let's just move on to this mock, and this is my mock on Coruscant. You can see the full scale of the outdoor area all the way back to the walls. My fingers are getting in the way. There. That's all the way back to the base wall and the back here. So you've got that whole area right there. First thing we'll do is blacktop area. I ran out of these dark gray plates here because I got extra base plates, and you can see what I did right here. That is actually the base plate, that thin line underneath, and I have put these other plates on top of it because all of my base plates are green, and I ran out of the dark gray and the light gray, so I had to go into black, but it didn't look so bad. And I'll show you what I did. I've got these antennas for like power antennas. They get all of their power for this base from weather, lightning, air, whatever. And they've got more power antennas over there and cables. Then you have 2 shield generators, one of which is right here, and the other one is right there, of course. So basically the power comes up through here, hits this, and spreads out over the entire base. Kind of a simple design, but just was kind of happy with it. Control panels to operate it right there. I was really happy with that, how they turned out actually. And then I was able to make 2 identical ones, and it just looked really awesome. I do have 2 shock troopers here, and they have little shock trooper shields, as you see on Coruscant. They were patrolling when they were attacked by this group of Mandalorians. Since this was on Coruscant, you never see droids attacking Coruscant, so I didn't want to have, like, separatists attacking, so I figured that speeder looks pretty Coruscant-y speeder type, so I'll use that, and the Mandalorians. So that's what I did. Ran out of these black pieces, so I just put these 2 dark red ones in the center, which don't look so bad. Coruscant Police Gunship, nothing to say about that. But this landing platform I was really happy with. You can see my hand on it, how big it really is. I'll zoom in so it's studs. You can see the studs to my hand. Hand's about that long, fingers about that long, so yeah. And I just originally had just this landing platform, none of these tiles, none of these slopes. It was just these pieces here and this platform, and then I decided I wanted to add some extra stuff to it, make it look cooler. So I added all of these tiles, just going in this really awesome design with the dark red and light gray. And it just really turned out really nice, and I was twice as happy with it. And you can see a little window there into the base a little bit, kind of a sneak preview into there. This is the outside wall. You can see this design that I did. I was really happy with this design. Found a bunch of these dark red wheel well pieces. A friend of mine asked me where I come up with inspiration to build cool mocks, and I told him I really just for, at least for the wall of my base, I just start building a generic dark gray wall. Don't have any plans for it. Originally, it's just going to be this full flat wall with a door. Then along the way, I'll get maybe an idea for what I'm going to do on the inside of the base, so I'll correlate with that with the outside, so I might want a window there. But that's not really detailing. So I might find in my Lego band some unique piece that I want to use. And in this case, I found these wheel wells. And I just thought, wow, that would be really cool if I could use those. And so I just toyed around with it and found a way that I could put those on. And then I used these slant sloped grate pieces to add that much more detail to it. And I use these Technic pieces for detail in places too. It just adds somewhat to it. That's really all of the outside. It's just a Mandalorian speeder over here. A couple Mandalorians. And yeah, that's how I'll go. Let's get into the inside of the base. Alright, so overview. Let's get it from this side. And there we go. Hold on. Let me move my light source, because kind of I'm filming later in the day, so I gotta move my light source around. There we go. That's pretty good. Overview. And we'll get right into it first down here. First room. Some computer stands. There's the window. Really small hologram table, actually. And some more computer stands. You can get some look at some of that going on there. I really was lacking with computers in this space. I planned to have a lot more back here, but then I just decided, man, I don't really like, I don't like making computers. It gets really boring trying to make these detailed, cool looking computers, and so that's just the part of making Lego MOCs that I don't personally like. And consequently, I end up with this, where I don't have many computers. So if you guys have computer designs, just tell me and I'll see if I can get them from you somehow. Via email, maybe. Depending upon whether I like them. But anyhow, directly off to here, we've got our barracks. 4 beds here for the clones. And then I actually just started with these tiles here and up to this line right here. And then recently I got all of these dark red 2x2 tiles and the green and everything. And I just thought, wow, I should finish in this part. And I'll just give you an aerial overtop view. And I really liked how I turned out with that dark transparent green and the dark red, and then the box around it. Then I ran out of those pieces and decided, well, there's a cutoff line right there, let's just make the rest all dark gray. And that's what I did. You've got a gun on the wall just in case, you know, somebody would come in and attack them while they're asleep and they would need a weapon, so they just run. There's one weapon in there already. A little bathroom in there with a sink and a toilet, nothing much. And then here again are the detailing that I do with these Technic holes. Looks kind of cool when you put it on top or all in one row. And then I did it here too, where with all the helmet racks. And I'll take off one helmet, show you what that's like. Now you'll notice that third helmet down there, the recon trooper, he's not in here, and I'll show you where he is right now. Over here in this medical place, medical facilities, and this is their small hospital. I didn't want any main theme really. This is not meant to be a hospital base. It's not meant to be a prison or anything like that. Just more or less a place to keep the clones. You know, they can store several clones, armies, whatever. Put them, like, clones can rest here. It's more or less just a tactical base. And so I did add this little hospital area. You have like that hospital chair right there, and Commander Neo is kind of looking after his man, his trooper, and Luminar and Dooley is working on healing him. You can raise and lower this chair and take it off like as if it were like a stretcher, and then connect it again so you can carry wounded men in on it and just set it up. There's also a computer to show her his vitals. Now we got a Bacta tank with this tube leading up to this computer here where this little pilot dude, I'm using him to operate the computer for the Bacta tank. And he can send fluids, medicine, anything in there to help the trooper who's in there. A couple clones that are just walking around. You can see they're looking in different directions, so they're not really on duty. These clones are on duty, and they're just walking. In here we've got our armory. This piece can be removed really easily. And it's got a bunch of guns on there, some boxes. I made this kind of cool like design for this wall. Made it was pretty detailed, I thought, and it makes a nice divider. I liked the colors because I had a bunch of this blue color, and so I just wanted to use it. And then there's this computer that you can move around, and this guy is kind of accessing the logs, the armory logs. Got a gunner here who's working on creating some guns, or actually rocket launchers. Pick that one out. I just wanted to show you real quick my rocket launcher, which looks like this. Custom made. You can put a rocket in there and play with it. It doesn't actually fire, but it's just like that. And I keep the rockets down there, and then the rocket launchers, which I have 2 of them, would go right there. So, just like that. Now we've got our stairs right here. The stairs are made in a unique kind of way that I haven't done before. You can call it snot because it technically is snot, which stands for studs not on top. And that just overall looks really cool. Then you feed into this bridge. Man, this bridge I was really happy with. I didn't have enough bricks to create an upper level, like what would have been pretty cool if I had. So I just wanted to make something up higher than everything else, and I put these bridge and walkways up here so you can see all of that. This was really the start of it. The only part that has railings is right here, and it's probably the most detailed part because it all looks more uniformed. And you got all the stuff in there. There are studs for them to stand on, or you could even walk them on these studs along the side. And even where the railing comes to a stop, I got these 2 little pieces there that kind of let it flow to a stop rather than just more abruptly. 2 clones on guard. I did also I used these computers that you get in the Hulk's Helicarrier Breakout set that LEGO released a few years ago for the Marvel Avengers line. And don't ask me why that's red, but I think I ran out of tan pieces and didn't really care that I was going to have red there, because everything else you can see has tan. Anyhow, we've seen up to that part. This computer actually does have it's a little different, that design versus that design. But either way, people can work on computers up here. And then we got Ahsoka, and just another quick overview. I'll go into this. Now, on the other side of this, we actually have the identical wall. It is literally like exactly the same as this side. And we got a bark speeder here that these two clones are like kind of fixing, working on. I'll take that out real quick, and you can see there's a little speeder hanger box in place where the speeder just connects to it right there. And I do have space that I could put another one. Don't ask about that either. But I don't have another bark speeder currently, so could not do that. Well, I do, but it's not together right now. And that really ends the MOC overview of the entire MOC. This is my biggest MOC. I recently got another base plate, or another 2 base plates, so it's another base plate longer, and it's the same width as usual. So you could imagine from right here where my hand is back, I would cut it off right about there. And that would be my usual MOC size. That's how big I usually have it. So, oh, sorry. Around here, actually. So, yeah. And, yes, that's correct. And I did get extra base plates, so that's why it's bigger. So this is my biggest MOC yet. Can't wait to make my next MOC. It should be just as big. If you like this and want to see more MOCs like this, comment whether you like it or not. Leave a like below and subscribe for more MOC videos. And I do various different kinds of videos too. So thank you for watching. This was Cole with Omega Vision Studios. Bye.